So obviously, you said that pension is a big issue. I would have to, that would be something that I would definitely want to collaborate with on some of the more senior members of the council, whether it be on either party. It's something that I would need to educate myself better on, but it's something that I would go to my fellow council members for to come up with a plan.
Hand it right to Derek.
Myself also, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know the answer to a question when I don't know the answer. Part of what I have learned in my legal studies is that when you don't have the answer, you have to be resourceful and seek out help from other people that are knowledgeable in said area. And with that said, I would definitely reach out to Councilman Karina, being the president, the mayor of the city, and also the other members of the city council to help educate myself better so that I can come up with some possible solutions. That's what it's going to take, because right now I really can't provide an answer. So it's going to take a collaborative effort to come up with a solution.
Lamas?
I think having a relationship with definitely the other council members as far as trying to figure out what is the best case, but analyzing and trying to go fine-tooth combing as well, going back a few years to where we are now, sitting down with the police department, sitting down with the fire department, and sitting down with the leadership, and trying to figure out what is happening, what is going on, what are their needs, and then basically from there go ahead and analyze what we can actually do, and working with the state as well.
Give it to Chris.
Well, it's been an ongoing problem since Mayor Laffey, I believe, and even before that, but there's only really two ways to fund an unfunded liability, and that's to either raise taxes to fund it, which I do not support at this point, or merge it with the state system. Now, I know that the current recipients of that pension fund have no interest in merging it with the state system. So again, it would take a collaborative effort with everybody to sit down and come up with a solution. I'm not a pension expert. I'm the first to admit it. I'm a dad, I'm a teacher, I'm a coach. So I don't know the legalities of the situation, but I agree, something has to be done.
Steven.
So as some other people have mentioned here, I do not have knowledge on this issue. As a first timer running for office, I don't really know much about the pension system, but what I would do is I would make sure I establish direct lines of contact with all the parties involved, and I'd be willing to learn everything I could about the issue to try and find a solution.
Michael.
Well, we do have a plan in place. A couple of things to point out. Cranston's the second largest city now. When the mayor took over, the unfunded liability was 16%. Now it's up to, we have 24% funding. Much better than Providence, which is 2.5 times our size. In about 15 years, we should be down to zero. We put about a little over $20 million a year into the unfunded liability and about $25 million into the state system. We have a closed-end system pension that is comprised of about 470 people, and no one else can get into that plan. So that is going to go down. The unfunded portion will go down every year. Unfortunately, as people die off, it goes down even faster. But we have a plan. We're fully funding our state pension, and we're putting over $20 million into to reduce the unfunded liability. I think it's about 15, 16 years it should be all done.
Tom.
I don't know much about the pension system. I have to, if I am elected, I'm going to have to sit down and talk to some senior members of the council that do have knowledge of it.
Ed.
It's something that was a lot coming in, only doing this for 5 months, but obviously, like Tom said, I talked to my colleagues, talked to Councilman Davicchio, Councilman Papalaskis, Council President Karina, and I'm very proud that, prior to me being a councilman, there was historic pension reform. This occurred by the council people sitting down with policemen, policewomen, firefighters, and they collaborated and they worked on a way to solve this issue. It was a bipartisan way of going about it, 22.6 million actually is paid annually until 2024. And then I believe that's when phase 2 starts, and it'll go up to $24 million. As a councilman, my goal will be only to approve funded budgets with 100% funded pension liability. That's how we will solve that problem, as Councilman Vivicchio said.
Any other comments? Mr. Papadakis?
Thank you, Ben. Just to follow up what Councilman Brady and Councilman Vivicchio said, back in 2012 when I was running for office the first time, that was when the actuaries were coming in and a plan was being made to get the pension plan on a pathway to being fully funded. So that plan was put in place. It's like when I got elected in 2014, every single budget, I believe one of them we even funded it more than 100%. I think it was last year we went over 100% for that. It should be what we contributed from the city to that plan. So we're on a pathway to being funded, where I will never vote for a budget that doesn't fund that, and I'm confident that we're going to get there. So.